explain how he did the bell ringer. Let's pay close attention in case anybody made a mistake. Also, those of you on Google Meet, you will do your bell ringer on paper. Make sure you show your work. And then on Friday, you need to email me your bell ringer. All right, Aiden, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I did here, it tells you that this angle right here is 150, right? So you know that these two have got to equal this. And you see these little lines here? That means these angles are congruent. So you know these two are the same, right? So you do 150 divided by 2, it gives you 75.
Okay, thank you. Ivy, tell us, do you agree or disagree? Yeah, very good. Also, I like how you showed them which angle was angle HMN, because a lot of people took it to mean that vertex angle was HMN. Like they were saying, this angle right here was 150 degrees. And 150 degrees is obtuse, and you can tell that this angle is acute. So that should tell you right away that it's not this angle that's 150, it's this obtuse exterior angle that's 150. Okay, and then it equals these two added together, or you would have known that this is 30, so these two have that at 180. 180 minus 30 is 150, divided by 2, you get 75. Okay. All right, what questions do you have on the bell ringer?
Yeah, can you quick call me for the bell ringer, please?
Completely random, I drop off table sticks with numbers. All right,
I
next
have a
thing.
question, actually. Is the next section gonna be anything like this?
It's over triangle congruent. It's over what you took notes on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't really understand it yet, but it looks way simpler than stuff like, I mean, not this one, but
This
it's
is
got
probably
their own
easiest one to do.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do next.
Yeah.
What I did was I printed off your progress reports, and that's so you can see your third quarter grade. Pay attention, please. That's term 3. The reason I also printed it off was for those of you that did not meet your goal, you could see what missing assignments you have for chapter 6. Because if you were assigned to tutoring, you have to do your chapter 6 missing assignments, get all those completed. And then those quizzes assignments that I posted last week, you need to do those. And then you need to do chapter 6 test corrections. Whenever you're ready to do those, I can release your test so you can look at, see which ones you missed. Some of them, if you showed your work on paper, you got a 1 out of 3 or a 1 out of 2. You got those wrong, so you'll still need to do those. So any that you got wrong, you'll need to write out the problem on a piece of paper, work it out, and write the correct answer. Also vocab, you would need to write out the vocab term and write out the definition and the correct term. And then once you get all of that completed, then I'll give you the chapter 6 test retake. Okay, so that's if you were assigned to tutoring. Those of you that met your goal, it's completely optional. You can do the test retake. However, you won't have to go to tutoring every single day. You'll just need to go to one full tutoring session and get their signature. But you will need to make sure that you don't have any missing assignments. Make sure that you completed all of the practice quizzes assignments on Google Classroom, and do chapter 6 test corrections. And then once you bring those to me, then you can retake the chapter 6 test. I'll give you until this Thursday to come in and do that. Okay. All right, so I gave everybody this piece of paper. It tells you your name, what unit we're on, which is unit 6. It tells you your score that you made on the pre-assessment, and it tells you what your goal is, and it tells you what you made on your post-assessment and whether or not you met it. So what you need to be doing now is in your data folder, filling out your tracking progress on unit 6. If your score is between 0 to 59, remember to use red. 60 to 79, you use orange. 80 and above, you use green. Okay, and we're on unit 6.
Is this with bonus points?
No, it's your
Yeah,
actual
mine too.
test.
No, please.
It goes off your actual test. After you get done filling in your tracking progress, which is the front page, then I have the test reflection that you need to fill out. Everybody's to fill it out. If you get it signed by your parent, everybody's to fill it out and sign it. If you get it signed by your parents, then you get 3 bonus points. You're not required to get it signed by them. And it'll be due back tomorrow. Unless you're retaking the test, then it won't be due back until the day you
Do I
retake
need,
the test.
do I need to do a new test analysis?
No,
Mr. Rivers, do you want me to come in the morning or if I come to dinner at 8
you can come in, during 8th hour, but once you see the test, you have to complete it, so you can like start it during 8th hour, and if you don't finish, you can stay and finish it. Grades are due today, so if you don't have it done by the end of the day, just know that your report card will show it as a 0.
I thought grades were due Wednesday.
No, grades are due today. They close the grading windows today, at the end of the day.
Put theirs out.
So how are they gonna redo how are they gonna redo the test?
I can go in, I can email the counselors and tell them to change their grading grades.
Benny boy, you get your grade changed.
Alright, so let's go ahead and be filling out your test reflection. Remember, you need red, green, and orange. Your tracking progress, and then you need to fill out your test reflection.
Remember football? You're in football? You doing it?
Alright, when you're done with your tracking progress, go ahead and put your data folder back over here in the thing.
What do you do with these?
Do what? Those, it's up to you. You can keep them or throw them away.
Is this our goal on here, or is this our actual test for the last test?
It's everything. It has your pre-assessment, it has your goal, and it has the score you made on your test.
So my pre-
Oh, man,
Yes, you made a 14% on the pre-assessment, and then on your goal, it would be a 60, and on your post-assessment, you made an 82%.
Yeah, I messed up.
You did, if you use colored pencils, you should be able to erase it. It might not erase it all the way.
The 8th was it, right?
Yeah, today's March the 8th.
Yeah.
You took your test on March the 5th, unless you made a 90% or above on the practice assessment, then you took your test on March the 3rd.
Wait, do we have paper assignment or on the computer?
Today?
Yeah.
Paper assignment.
How long will it take us? Why is it class so fast?
Alright, if you haven't turned in your data folder, let's go ahead and turn that in. The test reflection, you can finish filling that out later, so go ahead and put your test reflection away. Turn in your data folder, and then I need you to look up at the board. Yeah, you'll need to come around this way, the long way. You can come up this right here. Alright, let's close our Chromebooks, close everything, and I just need you to pay attention for just a moment before you do your assignment. And I'm gonna do a recap of 7.1 side, 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 angle, side. Pay attention, please. If you were absent, or if you did not watch the video and take the notes, Colton, I think you were gone when we collected them. Do you have your 7.1 side, 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 and side, angle, side notes?
What? Side notes?
Okay, so I'm gonna do a recap of those notes that you should have watched on Friday and completed those.
Go.
No, it'll say it's the paper you got after the test.
I
Okay,
got a question.
just a second. If you did not do those notes, or you were absent Friday, which you did not do those notes, you need to watch the video and take notes before you do today's assignment, because you're gonna be completely lost while doing the assignment if you haven't watched the video and taken the notes. Today you have an assignment. You're going to use your notes from Friday. Plus, I'm going to do a recap up here so that way you can kind of see what we did. I will also be posting a link to another video you can watch. That's just for extra practice because a lot of people have trouble with this section. All right, so 7.1 is over side, 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 and side, angle, side. Okay. Now, side means, what this means is if you have two triangles, before, in order to say these two triangles are congruent, they had to have every single side marked and every single angle marked. Whereas now you don't need that. All you need is side. So that means you need three sides to be marked congruent. And if one of the sides, and if they're not marked, the only way that it can be congruent and not marked is if it tells you specifically this side is 2 and this side is 2, then you can automatically mark them. Or if they share a side. So for instance, let's say I have this triangle at the top and I have this triangle at the bottom, and they have these two sides and these two sides marked. That's only two sides. Okay, I need you to be looking up here, please, at the board. So notice they only have two sets of sides marked. Okay, so right now I wouldn't be able to use side, as of right now. So in order to use side, they would have to have that pair of sides marked, another pair, and another pair. So all three sides are marked congruent. So I can say these two triangles are congruent by side. Here they only have two sets of sides marked. The only thing you can do is, like I said, see if they gave you the measurements, or see if they share a side where you can use reflexive property. Here's this triangle, which is 1, 2, 3. Here's this triangle, 1, 2, 3. Look at the third side of both. They share that side. That's reflexive property. So I can go ahead and mark those congruent. Another example would be this. It only has two sides marked, but this triangle and this triangle share this side, so I can go ahead and mark those congruent myself. But this right here, they have one set of sides marked, and I can go ahead and use reflexive property and mark these sides congruent, but there's still only two sides. I'm not allowed to mark these congruent because they're not the same side. They're two different sides. They're not marked. I don't know the measure. So I cannot say that these are congruent by side.
So SAS,
Well, I don't know. There's no angles marked
so
either.
it's nothing.
It's nothing. There's not enough information.
Well, if you made two sets of lines, kind of know each other.
If you made two parallel lines, then you can have alternate interior angles. So like if it had this line and this line parallel, you could say that this angle and this angle are congruent, and this angle and this angle are congruent. Now you can use side, angle, side. Okay? Alright, so that's side. Now here's the tricky part with side, angle, side. You have to have two sides and one angle. The only requirement is the angle has to be included between the two sides. Okay? So let's say I have this set of sides marked and this set of sides. Okay? A lot of people have trouble knowing where the included angle is. If you are having trouble, I suggest doing this. Color coordinate the sides. Use a marker, colored pencil, pen. Those two sides are congruent. And then these two sides are congruent. Okay? Their included angle are where those two lines come together. Okay, so these two lines come together right here. So this is their included angle. These two sides come together right here, so that's their included angle. Okay, so that would be side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Let's see, let's say I have this triangle and this triangle.
Nope.
Okay, could I use side, angle, side on these two?
No.
Why not?
It's not included with both legs.
Okay, which one's not included? This one, is this one included?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's included between the legs, but is this angle included between the legs?
No.
No, so I could not use side, angle, side on this one.
That'd be
here.
nothing?
This would be not enough information.
So that's not, it's gonna be M3.
Say that again.
side, or whatever, side angle side, and then there's gonna be notes, there's not enough information.
Yeah, there's some that side, some that side angle side, and then not enough information. Now, what about, you have to take into consideration everything we discussed in the past.
That's what inline means.
Okay, so to use side, you need to have all three sides marked. The only way you can mark a side that's not already marked is if they share a side. How many pairs of sides are marked here?
2 pairs.
2 pairs of sides. Here's the third side. Can I say that these 2 sides are congruent to each other? No, because they're not the same. Now, you want to check for side angle side. Okay? You want to see if there's a pair of angles that are congruent that we know automatically are congruent all the time. Do you see a pair of angles that would be congruent in that picture?
Yes.
Which ones?
Between those sides.
How, do you mark these 2?
Yes.
How do I know that those are congruent without those being marked already?
Because they're called vertex angles.
Close. Vertical.
Vertical.
Vertical angles.
Similar.
If you have a picture, Hayden, you doing okay? Keep your eyes open. If you have a pair of vertical angles, you can automatically mark them congruent. So if I was looking at a picture and they have a pair of vertical angles, just mark them congruent even if they don't have it. So like these right here, even though they don't have these marks, I can go ahead and mark them because they're vertical angles.
So that's congruent.
Well, not yet because I don't have enough information. I have 2 pairs of angles. I have a pair of angles. If I wanted to use side angle side, what else would I need to mark congruent?
The 2 sides.
Yeah, the 2 sides, and it needs to be the 2 sides that's here. So like this one would be 1, 2, 1, 2. I would need those congruent to use side angle side.
That's side, angle, side.
Side angle side. Side would have 3 pairs of
And
sides.
there'd be no angles.
There would be, I mean, there could be, but it doesn't have to be. As long as you have 3 sides marked. you're good. Alright, so on your assignment, first thing on the front page, it says state if the 2 triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. What I would do is, I would look for vertical angles. If there's vertical angles, go ahead and mark them congruent. I would also look for reflexive property, a pair of sides that they share, and go ahead and mark that congruent. Alright, pay attention please, so you know what to do on me. Thank you.
Hey, did you pull the seats over here one so people wouldn't lean their head against that thing over there?
I just wanted there to be more room between the aisles. Alright, so I would mark those congruent. Then it says, state if the 2 triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. So you would put, if they are congruent, you'd put yes, congruent, and you would either put side, or side angle side. And if they're not congruent, you would put not enough information. Okay. Then on the back page, it says state what additional information is required in order to know that the triangles are congruent for the reason given. Before I went through and tried to figure out what needed to be added, I would go through and mark all vertical angles congruent, and I would go through and mark all shared sides congruent. Then I would go back and say, okay, and it says, like number 11 says, they want to use side angle side. So then I'm like, okay, what else should they have marked congruent in order for me to use side angle side? And you would put, like here, let's say this is A, B, C, D, E, F. In order to use side angle side, they should have had angle F marked. So you would say that they need to mark angle F congruent to angle B. So that's the additional information that I need. Alright, so you're going to use your notes. Again, if you don't have your notes, you're going to watch the video and take notes first. Then you're going to complete this assignment.
I'm serious, that's not perfect.
And then if you don't finish this assignment, it'll be homework due at the beginning of class tomorrow. Do what?
Homework class, that's all I like that.
If you don't complete it, you could, but you got to be working during the class. No.
Alright, you know what's up there, then,
So this is when we put down SSS or SAS?
for any, if there's not enough information.